Hey, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1992 Suzuki Cappuccino. So this is a little K car, rear-wheel drive with basically a motorcycle engine here. It's a 660cc turbocharged engine called the F6A, and in later models the K6A. This one has, well, it says 32,000 kilometers on the odometer, but the odometer is a 5-digit odometer, and so it could be 132,000 kilometers. Looking at the condition of the car, it's a little bit hard to see what the mileage is. The condition is pretty good. It could certainly be 32,000 kilometers, but really don't know. Now you might be able to see what looks like smoke coming from the engine room. That's just coolant that spilled out when I checked the coolant reservoir, and then now it's getting hot because the engine's been running for a while. So that's not actually a car that's going to light on fire here. This is an open top convertible. You could actually multi-function the roof. There's either T-bar, Targa, or full convertible. It's quite cool. Take a look. There's 3 different pieces of the hard top. Now you can take those off and have this back section as is, or this can rotate down to be the full convertible. So this one was bought from auction here in Japan to be sent to the USA. The person who bought this also bought a Honda Beat, and I'll just quickly show you this because the Honda Beat is the direct competitor, the 2 convertible sports cars that are K-class cars. And a K car is a tax exemption thing. The tiny little engine and small size were used. You get like half taxes or something like that if you go with these small cars. So they're very, very popular here in Japan, especially for young drivers. Okay, these engines rev to 8,500 RPM. It is amazing and so fun to drive. And they come stock with 64 horsepower, but a lot of people tune them, and it's not hard to find one with 100 horsepower. There's a kit that comes with a turbo and a computer and a couple of other things. It's not that expensive, and it turns your 64 horsepower into 100 horsepower. Timing belt on this was changed in 2005 at 85,527 kilometers. Okay. So looking at that, you can assume that this one would be maybe 130,000 kilometers or so. But it looks like a good solid car, and I think that you can be pretty happy with this one. Okay, quick look at what the car looks like. That little hole in between the headlights is actually the intercooler intake, which is kind of fun. The only time in any car I've seen an intercooler piping go over the front cross member. And then you can hit rewind if you want to see that. I'm going to switch the engine off here. We'll talk about the damages to the car and the condition inside, outside. And first off, the auction inspection sheet here, which is the information given by the auction when you're bidding on the cars. So, 92 Cappuccino. Note from 1993, they went from a 5-digit odometer to a 6-digit. That's important if you're looking for a Cappuccino. This one is an auction grade R because it's been in an accident and has been repaired. Interior C, comes with alloy wheels and power windows. The alloy wheels are the original with 175 tires on them, but the wheels have been painted with spray paint, it looks like. Usually they come in silver or gunmetal, I think are the 2 colors. Original silver changed to silver, but it's like a champagne goldish style silver. You can see actually underneath here, the original silver had faded to more of a silver than a gold. You can kind of see in between. And it looks like it, because of peeling paint, it was repainted and fully repainted around the car. Okay, so the aftermarket exhaust, and it's a really good, nice new exhaust. It sounds awesome when you're ripping around 7,000 RPM, or at least I can assume, because at idle and up to 4,000 RPM that I tested it sounded good. Full body repaint on the car, has some paint wave, 5-digit odometer, so the mileage is unknown. 2005 April, timing belt was changed. Sneaky that the seller didn't say it was at 85,000 kilometers, so leaving people to wonder if this was authentic. But that said, for a car this old, 31,000 kilometers would be really hard to find authentically, and most likely that's not the case. Okay, so purchase from user, mileage unknown car, front accident has been repaired. I'm wondering if the rear also wasn't, because the underside of the trunk is white, so that trunk has been replaced at some point. Okay, so the report here says seat is ripped. Interior 1 part dirty and scratched. Core support and right front inner panel dented. That's accident damage that's been repaired. Underside surface rust and painted. Right door mirror cover part has has been repainted. It's actually really bad paint. I'm gonna have to repaint that. Very small scratches, small dents. Aftermarket steering wheel. That's a wooden one, and kind of a problem on this car. I'll get to that. And the it says aftermarket wheels scratched, but they're not aftermarket. They're originals. Then the body here, it says there's a U2 and paint cracks on the roof. That's the area I already showed you here. U2 is a medium dent. Okay. And then this fender has been replaced, and then there is a U2 dent here. I'll show you that dent. Now, you can't see it from here. If you go down, you can see it. There's dent there and there. Okay. So, the chassis looks like it is generally rust-free. I can't say that for certain because I haven't checked everywhere, but it looks to be quite clean and well taken care of. The paint on it, while wavy, is still bright and glossy because it has been done at least, well, I'd say no more than 3 or 4 years ago by the looks of it. Okay, I don't know exactly the weight on these. I'm going to guess they're around 750 kilos. And so if you were to tune it to 100 horsepower, that is really fast for the amount of weight that you've got. But more than anything, it's just that it's so small and so nippy that you go through traffic, it just feels a lot faster. You're really close to the ground, the engine's really noisy and revving really high. It's so fun to drive these. Okay, so if you look here, you can see some of the residual damage from the accident around the headlight and the hood. Now that said, even non-accident cappuccinos tend to not have good alignment near the headlights anyway. And so that's been my experience, at least. Like this one here oftentimes doesn't go like smoothly to the bumper, and especially right here, the hood is usually not lined up with the fender next to the headlight. Okay, I'll show you the other side here, because this side has a worse paint wave than the other side. I want to show you the worst of the worst. Okay, see if we can get a proper focus on here. I don't know if it's searching. It's probably difficult for the camera to understand how to focus on something like this. Okay, now is there a button to focus cancel? Because now it's going to be stuck on that. Oh, I don't know. That was a mistake to touch the screen. Okay, so the mirror here looks like it's been painted with spray paint. Okay, and then the stay or the bracket piece is missing a piece. Okay, has a cappuccino mark down here, which is kind of cute. Alright, now dent-wise, just so that one U2, that medium dent on the bottom sill, but there's also one more on the top of this fender here. And that looks like I dropped my camera on it, but I didn't. It's a kind of dent, and I know because I've dropped my camera on a car and I had to pay for it. Actually, I didn't. I dropped my camera on the car and I told the customer, I'm sorry, I dropped my camera and I'll pay for this. And then he's like, there's no need, thank you for being honest. And I was like, you're a bro, to him. I don't know if I use that exact terminology. Okay, peeling paint on the top of this. It hasn't been repainted very well. Basically all the way around on this top is not, there's little paint cracks and paint on top of the black part and stuff like that. Third brake light there. This part here tends to fade faster than anything else. There's a little bit of a paint repair mark there. I'll show you the trunk. There is no trunk pop. That's how you get a 700 kilogram car. I'm 5'10", and fairly slender with long legs for my size. The car fits me perfectly. If you are larger than me, it starts to become a problem. I would say 6 feet is about the max that you can do in this car comfortably without feeling all squished. Okay, you get a trunk that is 3 times as big in the Cappuccino compared to the Beat, which is kind of cool. You also get these cases. These ones you put your soft top pieces in, or your hard top pieces in, and then all of those fit inside the trunk. I think that you can actually tie them down with this too, for your spirited driving. Okay, into the car. So, door cards are good with a bit of fade on the handle here on both sides. It also has this cup holder thing. Used to see these a lot on kind of older cars that didn't have cup holders. when people had good enough behavior to not drink so much in their car. Which is nonsense for me to say because I drink in my car all the time and spill drinks all the time. Okay, there's the interior. This steering wheel. Okay, so first off, you have a problem with the steering. If I move the steering wheel, it'll click like that. Okay, maybe a tie rod, maybe a ball joint. Look into it. Steering wheel had a varnish on it, but it has gone away and is now smooth. And that's not good for a car that has no power steering. There's really no problem with steering this car normally, but you need more grip than that for your hands. And so you're going to want to refinish this. Because it's made out of wood, you can just revarnish it. Center cap says Carboy on it, which is a brand. And what's this? Pronto? All right. Now the seats are fake leather, but they're nice. Actually, the seats in these are quite nice. If you ever get a Cappuccino with an aftermarket seat, though, it can be a problem. The seats are very narrow, and any aftermarket seat that fits into this car can be even narrower than this and harder to get in and out of. Okay, the rip in the seat is on the inside of this bolster, so you can't see it until you go to the passenger side. Okay, and it's a fake leather, not a real leather. There actually might be some real leather. Maybe there's fake leather and real leather, I don't know. Don't know. Okay. Oh, these sill pieces are, I believe, aftermarket because they have a cutout for the part that says Suzuki design. Big transmission tunnel and really tall sills give it the structure. And I think for being such a small car, it's fairly good chassis. Back then, nothing was really good compared to nowadays, but I think they did pretty good. Better than the Beat, in my opinion, or the AZ one. Okay, gummies and stuff. I got another video for this, for the buyer. This piece is broken. Okay, aftermarket CD player. The AC doesn't work, which is something you'd want the auction inspector to note, but they didn't, which sucks. And it happens. Just, yeah. E-brake is good, shifting is good. So fun to drive these. I want one. But the problem is I want one of everything. There's like literally 500 cars that I would own if I had a good chance to, and it came upon me, and this is one of them. I want one for a track car or autocross. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope it was informative to people. Thank you everyone for watching this, and have a nice day.